Alrighty, we are going live. And I always use my phone to double check to see that we're going live. There we are. There's my face and everybody else's faces. Yay. So we are live via Facebook. It is at exactly 7 o'clock. We've got a couple of people in the waiting room here. Let me just make sure I have everyone in. There is a possibility that we might have some last minute stragglers that I will have to have us join. And let me switch one thing here too, because this is going to be important when you guys are all working on your productions. Okay. I'm going to spotlight myself. Yay. So just a few last minute audience members that I'm letting in here. So bear with me. Thank you, everybody. And we are live on Facebook as well. So we've got a little bit of a following there already. So good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Happy New Year. So many things that we could say. We took about a month off to recuperate and rejuvenate to start 2021. We hope in a much better place than we were in 2020. I hope that everybody is still staying safe and staying healthy in this crazy time that we're all faced with. I'm Celeste Cosentino. I'm the Executive Artistic Director of Ensemble, if you've never met me. I know a lot of the people in the audience this evening. I can see you all. I've admitted you all. But if you're watching us via Facebook Live and this is your first time joining us, we do these wonderful 10-minute Zoom productions, if that's what you want to call them, Zoom reading series that we started in September. And it's been just a wonderful way for local artists, playwrights, and actors to just get together and do some theater while we're still socially distancing and really unable to mass gather while we're still trying to get this COVID pandemic under control. We do have a vaccine, so I'm really excited that that's something that I can say with much hope and positive light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. So I'm very excited that that is happening, and we're actually putting vaccines in people's arms, which is amazing. How quickly these scientists and these doctors have come up with some life-saving medicine. I always want to say thank you to all the people who work in the front lines right now. We don't realize how much they risk their lives on a daily basis for all of us. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of them. And so without further ado, this is the first time that I'm doing it from my living room, my dining room. I'm sorry, I'm usually doing it from my living room. And I have like a little special light that I got myself. I don't know how much better it makes my face look, but you know, hey. So welcome to everyone. I'll go ahead and just get us started. We're going to do 3 shows tonight. We have 3 great members of our 3 short 10-minute plays, 3 great members of our Stage Rights unit. What I'll do is I'll introduce the playwright. I'll have them tell us a little bit about their script, why they wrote it, and then they'll have a wonderful cast of beautiful people that they coordinated bring their words to life. If you don't know anything about Stage Rights, just a really quick synopsis. It actually started as a way to do readings. The wonderful Don Bianchi, who was one of the actually founding members of Dobama, and Park Goist, who, if some of you know Sarah May as a local director, the 2 of them came together and thought that there should be an opportunity for new plays to be read. So they started this just every Wednesday night. They would have staged readings of new plays by new playwrights at our old home. This was back when we were in the Civic Building. So this is probably 30 some years ago. And then it kind of morphed into, when I started as the artistic director, a similar type of group of people who were sitting down to work on their scripts. But a wonderful young playwright that I'm very good friends with, Rajiv Joseph, who some of you may or may not know, worked a lot with a company out of New York called Lark Play Development. And they do similar to stuff like what we're doing with our Stage Rights unit now, where they meet in a room, and there's actors and playwrights that meet together, and they kind of read their scripts out loud, so that playwrights have an opportunity not just to work on their scripts on the page, but they get to hear it with actors kind of giving voice and inflection and emotional context to the characters that they're writing. And so then what happened is, out of that came our Stage Rights unit and our Columbia News Plays Festival. So we also wanted to take some of these scripts, whether they be 10-minute plays, whether they be full lengths, and produce some of them in what's called kind of like a workshop production. And actually, right before COVID hit, we were ready to do one of our workshop productions, Invisible by Cindy, but that got postponed by COVID-19. So we're hoping once we can do theater again, they're saying, Dr. Fauci is saying fall, but we're hoping maybe to do some stuff outside in the summer. Plans are really still kind of constantly changing because we don't know what's going on. But hoping to do that show when we can meet again, just to make sure that all the audiences get an opportunity to see that script. And so it's just been a very close-knit family that's grown from, I think maybe there was 5 or 6 or 7 original members, and now it's up to 25. So a really great group of Cleveland writers who meet and have become their own little ensemble and family. So without further ado, I don't often usually give that deep as an explanation, but since it's been about a month since we've all seen each other, I just wanted to give us a recap, get us all back on the same page. So what I will do is, if you are an actor or an audience member and you are not part of a script that's being actively read, if you could, these are just kind of housekeeping, if you could please turn off your video and your audio, because the setup that we have is focusing on whoever is speaking, and the sound that is going into your computer. So if you have your audio on, then it may pull focus from our wonderful actors, and we don't want that. So if you are not in the first reading, and if you're an audience member, if you could at this point, please turn off your video and your audio. If you don't know where that is, it's in the very bottom left corner. You have a mute option and a stop video option. And then without further ado, I will introduce our first playwright, Bernice Kleiman, and her play is called Powerball. And if Bernice, if you don't mind giving us a quick explanation of where this script or what inspired you to write this play. And then if you also want to introduce your wonderful cast, and we'll get going. So the stage is yours, Bernice.
Thank you, Celeste. And
Yep.
let me say that I'm pleased in seeing faces and names of friends and family members from around the country. So
Wow. Yep.
it's very nice. Appreciate that. And of the, how many weeks have you been doing this? The 10-minute plays, but this is the first, Powerball is the first monologue.
Yes, it is about 7 weeks. We've been doing them for about 7 weeks.
So thank you for including a monologue. And a monologue means that there is just one actress, Agnes Herman, who is my favorite actress, and she will be playing me and my thoughts. And generally I write when I get disturbed about something or it tickles my funny bone. And Powerball came a couple of years ago when there was a $1.2 billion lottery, and a lot of thinking about that. And I also want to say that Agnes is both an actor and a playwright, as are many members of our Stage Rights group, which makes it very interesting. And I do want to also say that this play is dedicated to the memory of my husband, Herb, who will be mentioned in there. So, an older woman, I had middle age, but I figured I'd better face up to things. An older woman sits at a small table and has a tea service in front of her. The doorbell rings, she rises and opens the door to the audience. Agnes, sound. You're muted.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, now I'm not. There's some other noise somewhere else. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Hello, what a surprise. A visit on this blustery day. I was just thinking about you. Won't you come in and join me for tea? So what have you been up to lately? Anything interesting? Oh, that's good to hear. Me? Oh, no. Only thinking about this Powerball lottery. Did you hear that the ante was up to 1.4 billion? I can't even count up that high. Imagine what any one of us could do with that amount of money. Never having to work another day. Money for the kids and grandkids. No worries about college education or retirement. Even old age. What a blast that would be. Did I buy a ticket? Oh, well, I have to tell you that I thought and dreamed a lot about that. Herb said I was crazy, that I had more of a chance of being blown up by a terrorist just sitting here in our own home, or of being struck by lightning multiple times, or even having quadruplets at my age. Oh, dear. Oh, the odds. Well, I'd heard that it was about one chance in 300 million, maybe higher, once that amount had grown so much. But really, what a lark to actually toss only $10 or $20 away and have that much fun dreaming. Did I? Oh, do you have any idea how much trouble that ticket purchase was? All that advice coming in from everyone on TV that we had a better chance driving all the way to North Olmsted. Apparently there's a Shell station with a winning record. No big ones, but plenty of action with smaller wins. And another was to wait until the day of the drawing and join all the others following the same advice. Yes, of course it's fun to dream. More tea? Okay, now I'll ask you a question. Whom would you call first if you won? Someone in your family? No, not according to the pundits. Better a financial advisor first. Even better, a committee of tax consultants, lawyers, and advisors. You know, some of these pundits caution about calling family members who can shoot off their mouths and tell the world. Then you'll have everybody and his brother ringing your doorbell, not to mention the TV cameras. Even CNN. You keep asking me, did I win? You know, some time ago, I saw a documentary on TV about lottery winners. Apparently, many of them were more unhappy after winning than before. One man even gave $1 million to each of his children, and they turned out rotten. Drug users, bums, all of them. Or you could be like one of those rich men. Oh, what's his name? Warren Buffett. He gave the same million to each of his children with the proviso that they research and pick a special charity. I kind of like that. You have to assume that they're not going to go hungry. Oh, but think about how much we can dream. Well, you're right. So it's not $1 billion. Well, maybe after taxes, a third. Yes, of course, a lump sum. There's no way I'm going to be around for another 30 years, even with all the facelifts I'd be able to afford. So come on, let's get back to issues. How would you spend the money? Buy houses, islands, endow hospitals and universities? Me, I don't know. That much thought would give me a king-size headache, but it's fun to think about. And of course, there's also an implicit warning. A couple of years ago, some guy here in this city won a smaller lottery, only a couple million. And it turned out he was having an affair and used the birthday numbers of his mistress's children. Both the wife and mistress found out. Then the mistress claimed the ticket was hers and he'd stolen it. Boy, was he up a creek. No, I don't know how it was settled. But I guess that much money can soothe over hurt feelings all the way around. So, would you travel? Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? I've always wanted to see the Isle of Capri, Bora Bora, even the Antarctic. Places off the beaten track. But traveling's more difficult these days, what with aging and such. Can't really climb the Matterhorn these days or Machu Picchu. Hell, I have trouble getting up the subway stairs. Yeah, you're right. With that much money, I could have rickshaws carry me up and down wherever I had to go. Even charter private planes and boats. But that would be too much of an extravagance, right? I'm determined that I would have to do that on my own. At least my husband and I won't have to settle for a WC on the floor like we did when we were younger. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I've been chattering like a magpie and I forgot my manners. Would you like a biscuit? More tea? Well, here we are dreaming while politicians rage, terrorists bomb, people go hungry, and the world is crazy with COVID-19. Makes you think how selfish and isolated we are just sitting here enjoying our conversation. Oh, do you really have to go? I rather wish you'd stay a little longer. It's been a lovely visit, and I'm so glad you came. Oh, you have one final question. Oh, of course. How did I really do at the Powerball lottery? Well, I'm afraid I can't answer that. My lawyer told me not to say a word. I see that skeptical look on your face. So you don't really think I won the lottery, do you? Why don't you sit down for another minute while I tell you why I'm a double winner? You see, I have won everything I want from the lottery of life. I have a wonderful husband with whom I'm still in love after half a century. I have a beautiful, accomplished children and grandchildren who are fine human beings. And I didn't have to pull one chance in 300 million to get more of what I already have. You are persistent. The double reason? Well, that's even easier to explain. Remember that $20 I was going to spend on Powerball tickets? Herb and I added a little more to it, and we went out for a lovely dinner in our favorite restaurant. Oh my, it's good to see the smile on your face. Won't you come back and visit me again sometime?
The end. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful job. Agnes is a veteran of these readings. Yes, if you want to give her some applause in the chat. I did not mention that at the beginning, but I did let everybody know via the chat function. If you want to use that function to let us know what you think, to give the praise to the wonderfully talented and very gifted actresses and actors that will be reading our scripts this evening. That chat function that's on the side of our Zoom, as well as the chat function in the Facebook Live, I will read those in between. My husband and I often wondered how Molly did a wonderful job to start us off, saying, love this, who would call first? I have often thought of myself really enjoying this, Bernice. Agnes is great as usual. Another comment, my husband and I often wondered how we might use the winnings from a lottery contest. Good one. Wonderful script, and Agnes is really perfect. Lina, now I'm tearing up, Bernice, hearing your words about Herb. So very, very sweet and heartfelt, Bernice. I loved it. That was so well written and read. Thank you, Bernice and Agnes. Delightful play, and Agnes, superb as always. A great presentation. This is really enjoyable. Antoinette said delightful. It's really a great topic. You always want to think, what are good things to write about when you're writing a play? And winning the lottery is definitely something that has a lot of meat to it. So props to you, Bernice, for choosing a very interesting topic to discuss. What is it that Charles always told me? Drama is conflict in the mind of the audience. So that does really put all the audience members in a very interesting position. What would you do if you won the lottery? And how we value things too. So it did have a very, it's surprising how much depth and meaning you can put into a short play too as well. I've found that to be very true of a lot of these scripts that we've been presenting. So thank you, Bernice. Up next, we have one of the newer members of our playwrights unit. I'm not exactly sure how many playwrights, how many Wednesday nights Josh has been involved. He'll have to correct me. And I'm not exactly sure of the pronunciation of the script's title. So I'm gonna actually give the stage to, so I don't do it horribly. I'm gonna just go ahead and give Josh the stage before I do. But if Josh, if you could let us know a little bit about the script, why you wrote it. And then we'll have and introduce your wonderful actors. Give me a second here and I will get you all centered here, and we will go from there. Hold on, there you are, Josh. So yeah, there you are, Josh. If you want to introduce yourself, your script, and your wonderful actors, and we'll get going on your play as well.
Thank you. Joshua Mendel, I've been with the group for 9 months, and it has really helped me understand drama, conflict, plays. It's hard to do a good play, excuse me. The title of my play is Denoive, which hopefully will become clear at the end of the play. I guess I wrote it for 2 reasons. First, I kind of like this 10-minute format. The other, I'm at a place in my playwriting where I'd like to do more plays with more characters, not just one-on-one. So like most of the plays I'm doing, I'm a new playwright, but like most of the plays I do, they are based on something on my life. I'd call this a riff. I was in a yarn store. There was a lady like this. There was another lady like that. And the owner is a card. However, this play did not turn out the way it does in the play. In real life, it did not turn out that way. It was, I don't want to spoil it, so I won't tell you how it ended up. So I'll just introduce the cast and let them take it away. So I am really pleased that all these individuals agreed to help me bring the words to life. Tim Tavkar is John, who's the owner of a small yarn store. He's a naturalized citizen who originally came from England. So he has a middle class British accent. Ife Young is doing Ruby, a woman who's in her 80s. She's an African-American, and she is going to be playing this with a Southern accent. Paul Slimak is playing Josh, who is a male in his 50s or early 60s, another customer of the store. And Lena Matreeson is going to be the witch of the Middle West. She is female, 60s, and with that, I will let them take it on. Oh, I'm sorry, and Agnes Herman is going to read the stage directions for me. So I'll just turn it over to them. Thank you.
Okay, Act 1, Scene 1, setting, a Saturday sometime in 2019, an old style yarn shop, a long table with mismatched chairs around it. The store is a mass of vertical bins with cubby holes filled with skeins of yarn and fabric swatches. At Rise, John, the store owner, is seated left of the table. He's using his laptop computer. Ruby, a customer, is seated on the extreme other side of the table, closest to the door. She's learning to knit. The door sensor chimes ding dong as Josh, another client, enters the store. Josh approaches the table where John and Ruby are sitting. Josh has a knitting bag in his hand.
Hey, John.
Well, haven't seen you for quite a spell.
Father, forgive me. It's been 6 months since my last stitch. I've been super busy. I'm finally able to start that new sleeve.
Back on the century sweater, are we?
Oh, come on, John. It's only been 5 years so far.
Josh takes a seat near Ruby.
Afternoon. I'm Josh. Your name is?
Ruby, nice to meet you.
What are you knitting? That's a beautiful yarn.
Why, thank you. I hope it'll turn out to be a scarf.
She just graduated from dishcloths.
Ah, a novice. Oh, good for you, starting something new at your age.
I sit too much at home. Now I have something useful to do, and I'm too scared to do this alone.
Ruby's being modest. She's doing quite well.
No need to worry. Your teacher is the Wizard of Yarn. Let me share one of his pearls of wisdom. It's just a piece of string. I'm here for moral support too. The pattern for the lapel of this sleeve gets tricky. Then it goes into a basket weave. I have to get the rounds right in my head. How many times did you have to redo my work on that first sleeve?
More than some, less than others.
Well, you're being kind.
Josh, the key was translating the pattern for you.
Ruby and Josh knit while John looks at his computer screen. John looks up and out the window.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
The Wicked Witch of the Midwest is coming.
Who?
Marilyn.
The door sensor chimes ding dong as Marilyn enters the store with her knitting bag.
Hello, John.
Hello, Marilyn.
The cost of taxis these days, outrageous.
Marilyn takes her knitting out. She searches in her bag for her knitting needles.
Oh, darn, I'm missing a needle. It must have fallen out on the car seat.
What do you need?
Oh, a double pointed size 3.
Marilyn takes the needle and starts knitting her socks.
Oh,
All right, what's up?
it's Ted, that son of a bitch, is suing me for half the rent. I didn't sign the agreement. He's kept my things as collateral, even my clothes. Oh, that greedy bastard. He still has the Prius that I bought us.
Oh, let him keep the car. Small price to pay. You're free of that arsehole.
But I paid for everything. Then he kicked me out. Oh, that's not fair.
You're old enough to know that life's not fair. And you brought this on yourself. You took a big risk, moving to Florida with someone you'd known less than 6 months.
I thought he was the love of my life, especially after my no good Nick husband.
You left your husband?
Oh no, I divorced him for 30 years ago. That schmuck's been dead for the last 10, drank himself to death.
My husband too. It's been 25 years for me. Did this man hurt you?
Oh, he'd say the nastiest things. I don't know why.
My husband beat me.
Oh my God.
I'd rip his balls off if he tried anything like that. Oh, why did you stay with him?
Oh, it was God's will that I should have 3 beautiful children with him. I have their lives to think about. We get drunk and he might hit me. But there were also the good times, and he always came through with that paycheck. I have 5 lovely grandchildren now. Oldest is getting married next month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You stayed just for a paycheck? You didn't need to do that. I got a good lawyer and took my ex to the cleaners. got full custody of my son too.
Baby, in the world at that time, divorce was not an option. In life, you got to take the bitter with the better.
I refuse to take lemons.
Huh. Sounds like this guy turned out pretty sour.
Who asked you?
Whoa.
Marilyn, you spilled your beans here. You don't like the coffee it brews? Too bad.
Damn it, I dropped a stitch.
Here, hand it to me. I'll fix it. There you go. We all warned you about him.
So did my son. He is so angry with me.
He's probably not happy you're living with him.
Oh, it's that bitch of a wife he's got.
Why are you living with him anyway? Did this cad clean you out?
Give me some credit here. I'm not that stupid.
Then count your blessings, honey. When my husband died, all I had was Social Security. I had to live with my son, although I loved being with his babies when they were growing up. You know, there's a blessing in every curse.
Oh, please, where did you buy that baloney? Thank God I'm not living your life.
If you have money, why are you living with them?
Because I'd be lonely. Anyway, he owes me after all that I've done for him.
Darling, you bring a child into this world, you owe it everything. Your child don't owe you. What he give you out of love.
What he give me to get the rest of my estate.
Oh, I screwed up this pattern again. John,
Hand it over.
you know, ever since you came in, you've been the drama queen of mean. All you do is whine and complain. This wonderful woman has been telling you to roll with the punches, but all you do is punch her back. I can understand why your boyfriend kicked you out. 10 minutes with you, and I'd say he was a paragon of patience. 6 months? He earned every penny of that car.
You have got a lot of nerve. Who the hell are you? You don't like what I have to say? Well, there's the door.
Listen, Marilyn, you may be one of my best customers, but that doesn't give you the right to dictate in my store.
No? Well, maybe I'll take my business elsewhere.
You do that. See if anyone else will put up with your shenanigans.
Marilyn stares at John as she starts to gather up her things.
Excuse me, you have one of my needles.
But if I take it out, I'll drop stitches.
Give me your work. The safety pin will keep them closed. Too bad I can't put one in your mouth.
Well, no one has ever spoken to me like this before.
Well, apparently you don't get out very much.
Marilyn finishes gathering her things into her sewing bag and starts heading for the door.
Don't let the door hit your bum on the way out.
Door sensor chimes ding dong as Marilyn exits.
Ding dong, the witch is gone.
Which old witch?
The wicked witch.
Ding dong, the wicked witch is gone.
Ruby? Ruby?
I hope that don't cost you.
Well, it might, but maybe not. She's not just a witch. She's a bloody energy vampire. The regulars I tell it out of here if they see her coming into the store, even new customers. I can't tell you the number of sales I've lost.
You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're into the light.
All I needed was the noise.
Thank you. I didn't know. I was like waiting there for that last moment. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, wonderful actors.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Wonderful.
Yes. And like live theater, things sometimes they happen and we have internet issues and stuff goes crazy. So thank you guys for everything. Bear with us if there's a moment. We're gonna get back on track as quickly as we can and keep going. I did share in the chat the link to the page that has all the information that you need on our 10-minute plays. So this is got information on the playwrights. So it'll tell you a little bit more about each of the playwrights from this evening. I won't go into their bios completely here with you, but it'll let you know a little bit about them and the scripts. And that's a good place to go anytime you're needing to find information to get updated on what the next week's scripts are. So that's a link that I put in the chat there for you. So just in case anybody wants to stay up to date, we do these every other Monday. We have been being sent some scripts from outside of Cleveland nationally. So there may be some playwrights that we might let enter our little wonderful world of the land. Go Browns, by the way, can I just say, that's really amazing. But for the next probably few Mondays, we do have definitely enough material with our local group to keep you guys entertained with our local talent. Cleveland is really a rich theater community. And I can't say that enough, having been literally raised in it my whole life. But then also, just in the last 10 years that I've been at the helm of ensemble theater, there really is a plethora of writing, of acting, and of all the things that we need to keep theater alive during a pandemic, especially. I mean, wow, the fact that we can all still meet here is wonderful. So without further ado, oh yes, somebody did mention that the Ohio State game is tonight. Go Buckeyes, OH, to all of you out there. I am astonished that the Browns made it not only to the playoffs and then beat the Steelers last night. So a little football, got to bring that in because we're in Cleveland. Wonderful. Just a few comments about the one script that we just heard. Good humor. Love that it has Love It's Men Knitting. From Ed, an unusual and interesting setting for some sharp exchanges with and without needles. Oh, look, that was a nice little pun there, Ed Walsh. I liked that a lot. The script started scrolling up and I couldn't bring it down, so sorry. So Ife was apologizing. Don't apologize. We're all human here. It's okay. Just like TV in the 50s, it's all part of the milieu. You are wonderful all. Thank you, Josh. So yeah, just a really wonderful group of people we have here tonight. Actors, writers, a little ensemble, if you will, which is probably why my mother called it that. She was smart in that respect, and many others. But yes, a very good choice for a theater company name. So our final script for this evening, I will introduce the lovely Molly McFadden. She's had a couple of her short plays read during our 10-minute series. Oh, Richard, funny, all the actors. Thank you, Richard, for your comment. And again, if you guys want to share any comments, don't forget on that side view in our Zoom chat function, you can share your thoughts there. You can also share your thoughts on our Facebook live stream. Just one quick thing. All of these every Monday. So starting, I think September 21st is when we started. All the Monday night recordings or live streams, they're usually lasting about an hour or so, are archived on our website as well. So if you missed the first script and you wanted to get a chance to go back and see it, or your internet connection was being a little weird and you couldn't hear it or something happened, you can always go to that link of that play, that website link that I posted earlier, and it will have the archived videos of all of the Monday nights that we've been doing thus far. It does take us about a day to get those done, to get those up on the website, so bear with us. And then also, and I'm always told that this is somewhat important to say, yeah, during this time that we can't operate, if you want to send us a donation, we would be more than happy to see that support. We can't really sell tickets until we figure out a way to do, we will be doing some virtual programming here in the year 2021. We probably won't officially do in-person theater again until the fall, but stay tuned because we do have a lot of stuff, I think exciting stuff planned for 2021 to get us through at least the summer of this coming year. So stay tuned because we have more information on that. But if you would want to make a donation to the theater, that would be wonderful to kind of help us keep going. Literally, it is helping us keep our doors open in the sense that they have to stay closed, but to keep us surviving through this really unique time that I think all theaters are going through right now. And everything you need to know to donate, to find out about the next scripts, and links to the rest of our website are on that link that I shared with you in the chat function. So you again can be updated on what the next plays are. There's a link to donate as well. And it'll let you know who our playwrights and our actors are for each Monday that we do this. So without further ado, definitely Molly's wonderful script that we're saving for our last one this evening. I will introduce Molly. Molly will tell you a little bit about the downside of the script that she wrote, why she wrote it, and introduce her wonderful cast as well. Molly, I give you the stage.
Thank you, Celeste. Thank you very much. I moved to Cleveland and I wanted to write. I was mainly a performer in New York and Michigan. And when I moved here, I said, I'm going to start writing. I'm married to a wonderful playwright and he has been very supportive. And he's being an actor tonight and he's so happy. Yes. Anyway, we moved yet again. And as we moved yet again, all these events that I dramatized in this 10-minute scene really did happen. So I took liberty and theatrical license and I strung it all together. It's about transitions, it's about letting go, it's about family dynamics. And I'm supported by, as you've seen tonight, a wonderful, wonderful cast. Brian is going to play my husband, Todd, and that's why our screen says Marilyn and Todd. And I'm playing the role of Marilyn. It's our home that we've sold and we're moving. Shelby, who is our daughter, who's in her 20s, will be played by Jacqueline Vogel. And Eugenia, who is a customer, is by the fabulous Liz Huff. And Bob, who is a customer who comes to our garage sale, is Robert Lucchese. Bob, I hope I got that right. Robert Lucchese, all the way from San Francisco. He was here in Cleveland, very active. He's now out in San Francisco. And Elenia, of course, I wrote this and I'm not sure how to pronounce this Greek name, but she's a lady in her 60s. And Agnes Herman will be reading for that. And her husband, Paul Slimek, will be reading the stage direction. So thank you. And I present to you the downside.
Setting current day, the home of Marilyn and Todd. They are having a garage sale from the Facebook Marketplace. The stage has a setting for the living room, and then there is a walk a short distance to the garage. Marilyn enters her living room to see a woman she doesn't know standing and looking around.
Hello, may I help you?
How much?
What?
How much do you want for this strip of mirror stuck to the wall?
Oh, I don't.
No?
No. Mm-mm. No, it's not for sale. It's attached to the wall and we're selling this house. In fact, I have to ask you, why are you in my house?
I answered the ad on Facebook Marketplace, so here we are.
Oh,
I like your house and furnishings and I'm ready to buy.
No, the ad items are outside in the garage that we are selling, not in our house. And how did you get in?
Door is open. Don't get so upset. I mean, okay, I'll go outside. But how much for that table?
I told you nothing in this house is for sale.
Well, is the house for sale or not?
Well, of course the house is for sale. You want to buy it?
No, not the house, but I
Oh.
love the furniture.
Oh.
It's very sparse. Do you live like this?
No, we're packing and getting ready to do a staging. So that's why it looks like this.
Staging.
Mhm.
Like a reading?
Oh my God, no. No, a staging for folks when they come through is they inspect it and they see it, if they want to buy it.
Why?
It was recommended. They say it's quite successful.
Bacon apple pie too, it helps to sell. So if your house didn't look like this, like it does now, a doctor's office, it's sort of lying, don't you think?
Well, whoa, it's not lying. It is recommended that when folks come through your home, you want to depersonalize it so they can envision what their furniture and their belongings will look like.
Really?
Mhm.
Still feels like lying to me, but okay. You sure I can't buy that mirror?
Not for sale, okay, okay. Now please, go to the garage.
Okay, okay.
From the outside, we hear a woman who is in her 60s and is Greek, Eleni. She is buzzing many, many times at the door to let Marilyn know she has arrived.
Hello? Hello, you in there? I am out here. Where are you?
Marilyn answers the door.
Okay, here I am. Who are you?
Lady who sent you a text on Facebook about the chess lounge and cushion. I want. You say 10? How about I give you 5, okay?
Oh,
Marilyn steps out and escorts Eleni to the garage. Quite a few people are milling around.
yes, I just sent you a text not to come.
You told me to come, so here I am. I came. Where is my chess lounge?
Oh, I'm so sorry, but somebody must have taken it and I didn't know it had disappeared when I first answered your text.
Disappeared?
Mhm.
You text me to come, and you don't know that your folded up chess lounge is gone and has disappeared.
Look, I'm really, really sorry. I thought it was still here when I sent you the first text. It is so hectic with people coming and going, and I am trying to pack. I did text you though when I realized it was gone, not to come.
You think that makes me feel better? You text me first to come, and now upon arrival, I learned you text me, don't come. I was driving and I don't text when I drive, do you?
No,
Now I am standing here before you. Where is my chess lounge? Do you realize I drove 20 minutes to get here to claim my purchase? What is wrong with you? How can you be so cruel to people?
look, I told you I'm so sorry, but I didn't know it was gone.
How much they pay? More than what I offer?
No, I believe somebody took it.
Took it? Right under your nose?
Well, no, not under my nose. Look, I'm running in and out and all around. And look, just accept this now and stop being a bully to me, okay? I mean, God, I have a very short fuse.
Short fuse. You are a rich American bitch. 20 minutes for nothing. You at least got a blender I can have?
Oh, please. Look, why don't you just leave? I disappointed you. And for that, I will carry this on my heart all day. And there is nothing I can do. Now, unless you wish to walk around the garage right now, and if you see something you like or you need, oh, it is yours. Will that work?
Eleni departs.
No. Oh, I leave all right, but I am going to give you an awful review, so nobody else will come to your sale or steal away or whatever it is you're doing here.
Eugenia appears holding numerous items.
What in the world did you do to that poor woman?
I didn't do anything to her. Oh God, unfortunately she drove for 20 minutes to get a chaise lounge that apparently somebody stole. I only realized that after I had sent her a text that she could have it, and then I immediately sent her another text not to come, that it was gone. Oh God, I feel so badly, but I am in over my head.
You think maybe you're not cut out for this? It's not going so well, would you say? I mean, you were rude to me as well.
Oh, you were inside my house, uninvited. Oh my God, not cut out for this? I mean, who is?
Bob enters holding a stack of cookbooks.
Hey, how much for all these great cookbooks?
Oh,
Shelby, Marilyn's daughter, enters with another box for the garage.
Mom, here are the items you said you would consider letting go. Everything you held in your hand and explored as to what they really mean to you. Anything of significance to you for consideration and exploration is right here, okay? Personally, I think the whole box could go. Just think, you will be that much closer to a clutter-free home with your next house. Isn't this going so well?
You with the books, you make me an offer. And Shelby? Nope, it's not going so well. Perhaps by your standards, yeah, but not by mine. You are pushing me too hard. Oh my God, what are these sheets doing on top? I never said never maybe on these sheets.
No?
No, my grandmother gave those to me on my wedding day. This one is white, pure Irish linen with silk embroidery. And this pink one is solid silk. You don't see this quality of silk nowadays. They are from my family from the 20s, so no.
You sure the pink silk is not a tablecloth? It has a stain.
It's a cover for a bed, and the stain will come out. You can't find these anywhere these days.
Maybe in a museum.
Oh,
You gonna use them?
not the point.
No, exactly the point. If you don't use them, then they will sit and collect more dust and take up more room.
Oh my God, sheets, how much room can they take up?
You won't use them, so who cares?
Oh,
Bob has been rummaging around and he stops in to talk.
Yeah, I'm starting my own restaurant, so these books will come in handy. And I love all of your equipment. Did you have a restaurant? By all that you're selling, I would say so.
Yes, she did have a restaurant. Fine, Mom, what do you want to do with this sign?
She holds up a large sign that says Marilyn's Cafe.
I want to keep it. And I told you that.
Mom, what in the world are you going to do with this huge sign? Put it over your bed?
Now that is a cool sign.
Yes, it is. Who are you?
I'm Bob. I'm going to open my own restaurant soon.
Good for you. Wish you luck. Mom, you have to let go of all these things from your past that you insist on holding on to. Remember what we did, what I suggested you do. Hold items in your hand and ask yourself those simple, direct questions. Does it have sentimental value? Will it benefit me in a new living space? Have I used it recently?
Oh, I know that book. It's wonderful. I was able to empty everything in my house that was dragging me down. Even my husband. What a relief. And such an experience of freedom. Who are you?
Shelby, her daughter.
Well, she is lucky to have you. She isn't doing so great with all of this, is she? You should have seen how she treated that poor old lady. Greek, I think she was. Had her in tears.
Mom, what did you do to her? That is not like you.
Hey, I could take that sign off your hands, and then I could call my restaurant Marilyn's Cafe. What do you think? Take everything you got in here, buy it all up, and it'll sort of be like creating my own template to open up a joint, and bingo, bango, I'm in business.
Bingo, bango template. Oh God. Yeah, you take my books, my sign, my creativity, and you think all of a sudden you got a business and you got a cafe, huh, son? Is your name Marilyn? Why, oh my God, it takes more than that. Do you even know how to boil an egg? And I have to say to you, Shelby, I did not antagonize or harm an elderly lady from Greek on purpose.
Mom.
You started this. You know that? You and your dad. Come on, Marilyn. Time to downsize and move into a small place to save money, and you don't have to climb stairs. I'm seeing my whole life disappear before my eyes, and it's, if you ask me, one of those stupid questions from that sanctimonious little book of yours. Well, my answer to those questions is that I'm going to toss you onto the garbage heap. Do you read me? Do you hear me, little sis? I tell you right now, you don't have any sentimental value to me at all, and I don't want to invite you into my new, sparkling, clean living space. So don't think I have any use for you. There! How do you feel?
I am a person and I feel hurt and very sad that you would say this to me. These things that you insist on holding on to are inanimate objects. They don't feel. They are clutter.
Wrong. They are my memories. And how do you know they don't feel anything? You are so clinical. And now my home looks like a goddamn office, doctor's office, and everything is disappearing before my eyes. And you know what, Shelby? I feel like I'm disappearing too.
My God, you are such a child. You can't let go of anything. Time to let go, or it's all gonna bury you. You want that?
Marilyn leaves.
Sorry, we don't usually behave this way. Look, why don't you both just see what you want and we can discuss price. And my mom has a point. Wouldn't you want to name your place something more personal that would suit who you actually are?
Gee, hadn't thought of it that way. It's just such a cool sign, and I would save quite a few bucks.
More to starting a business than just thinking about saving a few bucks. My mom is right. She put her heart and soul into that restaurant, and it was so successful. People from miles around came to our cafe, but that was then and this is now. So hard for her to see that. What is important for you, Bob, is to think about who you are and what it is you want out of your restaurant. Where is your heart and soul in all this? Think you can do that?
Shelby leaves. Marilyn's husband, Todd, comes out to the garage from the house to offer lunch to Marilyn.
Hey, anybody hungry? Time for lunch. I made some tuna fish sandwiches. Marilyn, where is she? Hey, what's wrong?
I'm kind of hungry. Mind if I take one?
Who are you?
He's Bob. He's going to open up a cafe or a restaurant and use your wife's sign, cookbooks, pots, pans, and save a bunch of bucks to get it going. I like that, Bob. Very intuitive and ingenious, if you ask me. Hey, I could be your hostess with the mostess.
Sure.
I think with you and me drinking up some wine together, we could find your heart and soul for such a place. So what? Call it Marilyn's Cafe. Why not? You're a guy, and nowadays, what's in a sign? Having a name like Marilyn's, folks will probably think of Marilyn Monroe. She is hot now, and the LGBT community will love it.
Love it.
Where's my wife?
She's probably in back of the garage exploding at your daughter. I'm hungry as well. How about we take those sandwiches off your hands, me and Bob, and you go rescue your family?
I will do just that. You can have these tasty sandwiches, and then why don't you two get out of here?
What is your name?
Todd, Marilyn's husband.
Hey, man, we didn't mean any harm, really.
Okay, here, you both can have these.
You bet. Come on, Eugenia. Let's go sit under the tree with our sandwiches and talk about our dreams. I promise you, I will make you a very nice offer for everything, and we can all end this amicably. So lucky for me, I found this. I have to say, your wife, she's pretty fragile.
Think so? Can't put a price on memories. This is really hard on her. Think perhaps we went at this too hard and too soon. Ran into Shelby, my daughter, and she's in tears. Take some chairs and take a seat under the maple tree. They're going to cut it down next week, so enjoy it while it lives.
Marilyn comes back in.
Hey,
I brought you some lunch.
oh, thanks. I'm not hungry.
Honey,
Mm.
you okay? What is going on? My God, Shelby is sobbing and feels terrible. She said that you hate her and you're going to throw her on top of a trash heap.
Mm.
Come on, girly girl, this isn't you.
Don't you dare call me girly girl. I'm anything but that.
Marilyn, come on now.
No, she just pushed my buttons and so darn eager to throw everything away.
She's only trying to help.
Well, the stress is getting to me. Do you know that I made a woman, an elderly woman from Greece, drive over 20 minutes for something that I said I had and then I didn't because I didn't know it was gone?
I wasn't aware of that. Really?
Really? Of course not. And did you know that a complete stranger was roaming around in our house this morning?
No.
No, because you were upstairs doing God knows what.
I was painting, and you need to calm down. I am not the enemy here. Get a grip.
Then, when this young man got all excited seeing all of our restaurant equipment, our books, recipes, my sign, I lost it. I mean, his enthusiasm about opening up his very own place and all his plans and his dreams. And you know what? That was us not too long ago. And right before me is this complete stranger wanting to yank it all out of my arms and take it all away from me. Well, then I ask you, what is left? I mean, who are we? Our home is downsized, our dreams, our history, our things, they're all gone. I mean, who are we? And what is left? Are we over? Are we gone now as well? Who and when are they going to throw us up onto the trash heap, huh? I don't know. I don't know where to begin. And I just can't breathe right now. And what makes it worse, what makes it so worse is this little old lady from Greece thinks of me as a rich American bitch. And that's not me.
Well, you know what they say about the Greeks.
Oh, what?
The Greeks invented sex, and the Romans taught it to women.
Oh, my God. No, why do I bother talking to you? I'm in agony and all you can do is pull out of your back pocket a stupid, dated, inappropriate joke.
It's my defense. You know, this isn't so easy for me either. Ever think about that?
No. No, is it?
Of course it isn't. But I have to stay on course and balance, or we'll never get through any of this, Marilyn.
Oh.
We are a team, okay? Okay?
Mm.
Come on, we have to grip on all of this. Have to know, honey, you're not your past. You're your future.
Do you really believe that?
Yes. Dance with me.
What?
They begin to dance together and he sings to her.
when you are dancing and you're dangerously near me. I get ideas. I get ideas. I want to scold you because I care more than I care to. And when you touch me and there's fire in every finger, I get ideas. I get ideas.
You know what? You're never going to end up on any of my trash heap pile. Honey, I hate all of this. Change and getting older.
Shelby enters and she watches them as they sway back and forth.
We can do this together, you and me.
I am so sorry. I am only trying to help you get rid of the clutter and see that there is a new beginning, that you and Dad are so much more than your past memories, okay?
Todd invites Shelby into a hug.
We know that, honey.
Oh, Shelby, forgive me. Oh my God, I love you. I know you're trying to help. And I promise you, I am not going to put you on a trash heap. You just take your foot off the pedal, maybe pause a bit. Okay?
Oh, Mom. Okay. I love you both. You know that, right? You are my world.
Oh, we know.
We know.
Bob and Eugenia come back in.
Hey, that tuna fish sandwich was fantastic. Can I have the recipe?
And me too.
Make me an offer.
Blackout.
Nice job. Oh my goodness. My face hurts, Molly. You're making me laugh so much, my face hurts.
Oh, well, thank you very much to the wonderful cast and to you.
I
to
know,
Celeste,
yeah. And
Trudeau. And to
all of the
every-
cast for this evening, you guys, I mean, there's a difference between reading a play, and again, I think that's what's so wonderful about Stage Rights. There's a difference between just reading it on the flat, you know, two-dimensional piece of paper, and then having people breathe life to it. What a great group of local and non-local actors. So what I think is one of a definite positive that has come out of COVID, my dog just barked, you know, I mean, I'm at home, of course, that has come out of COVID is that like, we're now also doing some theaters that like, you know, breaks boundaries. So we have, you know, an actor who's participating from San Diego. So what time is it there? It's like 5, it's a little bit earlier. They get the benefit of the earlier time, but it's really been wonderful to kind of break that boundary. So, you know, trying to find the silver linings in the fact that now we could even do theater that involves people in other states. We can have audiences from Maryland. I know a couple of the shows, people have been coming from South Carolina, North Carolina. Somebody who again from New York was in one of our first readings. So the breaking of the kind of geographical barrier that you might have in a physical audience that you don't have when you're doing stuff via Zoom. So that's really cool. Just some of the comments. I don't know if I'll have time to read them all though, but excellent piece, Molly. Very good and timely. A little gem, very great, wonderful actors as well. Molly, you rock. Love the variety of the characters and the points of view. Plus, you are so darn funny. She said, "Damn," but that's okay. She said, "You're so rare for me to laugh out loud, but cannot stop." Humor and pathos at the same time. Yeah, I have to agree with that one too. A very touching play underneath it, all the conflict. Sensitive and very relatable from Ife. Amani, so good. Bravo from Leah. We love and miss you, Molly and Brian. So this must be family members from out of town.
It's from people in Michigan when we had our
Oh
beast.
yay!
Yeah.
Oh wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
So there's a sentimental connection there because they probably went to Maryland's Cafe. I do love that name, by the way. I'm not going to steal it, but I do love that name for a restaurant. Wow, terrific. Really enjoyed the play. Wonderful, Molly. Another great one. I'm here from Washington State. See, we're just, you know, we're all We're one big happy family in this vast country that we live in. What I think too, theater allows us the opportunity to really share our humanity. And these 10-minute plays, and I'm not just saying tonight, but probably the last 3 months, it's given me hope in some really dark times. You know, it helps us share our human experience. I personally just was emptying out the house that I grew up in, so I can understand some of what Jacqueline's character, Shelby, was saying, but then I see where you're coming from, Molly. My dad going through a lot of his stuff. So, I mean, I think it's a good way for us all to connect on the things that we're all going through together. Bernice, Josh, and Molly have all done a great job of really kind of, you know, giving us an example, an experience of what it means to be a human being. I've always looked at theater as that kind of study, you know, a study of our humanity and how we share in so many things that we don't realize that we share in. And the whole kind of ensemble feeling too. I feel like, thank you for all of the playwrights and the actors tonight. You've been such a great group of artists. It's an honor for me to provide this platform to help people share what they do in this time where, you know, it's so hard to figure out how to plan, I'm sure just daily stuff as well, because we're all in such kind of a constant state of what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So it's good to have this Monday night. We know it's going to be every 2 Mondays. So with that being said, please join us not next Monday, but the following Monday. I'm not exactly sure what that exact date is. I should know. I'm looking at my calendar right now. So January the 25th, and we will have that 10-minute link on our website updated for what new scripts we'll be presenting on that Monday as well. And thank you all for joining us, cast, audience members, for our first Monday back in the year 2020. Here is hoping that this year moves in a very positive direction. It may have come off on a rough start, but I have hope that things are going to just get better because that's where we need to go. There's only there to go from here. Once again, if you missed anything this evening, check that 10-minute website link because this video, as well as all of our previous 6 Mondays, are archived up on that Facebook page as well. So you'll have a chance to see those if you missed them. Thank you, Celeste. Oh, you're welcome, Rachel. Thanks, Celeste. You're welcome, Jacqueline. Oh, I love it. So yeah, I really don't feel like I'm doing all that much right here. So thanks for the thanks, but I'm really thankful to all of the playwrights and the actors.
You're doing a lot. No.
Thanks, Molly. But help you guys, thank you all for helping me keep theater alive in these crazy times. And stay tuned, probably somewhere in January, possibly before our next Monday night play readings, we'll be announcing some virtual programming in addition that we'll be doing as well. Thank you for the opportunity, Celeste. It's wonderful, Ife. Yes. Join us again on the 25th, where you'll get to hear more scripts from more plays in our Stage Rights unit. We may eventually, maybe in February or March, expand to other states and regions. So look forward to that as well. So if anybody else has anything to say, thank you, Celeste from Bernice. I missed a couple of comments, but wow, terrific. Really enjoyed your play from Antoinette. Wonderful, Molly. I want to make sure I'm getting just everybody. We love it. We got that one. I just want to make sure I shared everything. But again, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back here again on Monday, the 25th at 7. And then check our website as well for updates on what we're planning to do for the rest of this year. Thank you all, and I will see you soon. Be safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next Monday, the 25th. Bye, everyone.